Hello, welcome. This is day 28, and this marks the last day that I've been to my corporate job. I'm still going in tomorrow to the employer, the actual guys who paid me, and I'm going to be handing in all the other stuff that, like their PC and their phone that they gave me and I didn't really use, other than to check my timesheet. As you can tell, the flu has probably progressed a little bit, but that's good. I no longer feel it that deep in my throat, and rather it's just a regular flu by now, so I'm pretty happy with that. But it ties into the next point, which is that another client messaged me on Upwork and they wanted me to do a job in Czech, which at this point I don't feel like doing a job in English would be a good idea. But I messaged them saying that, hey, I don't have a perfect accent, some people notice it, so in case you're fine with that, we can go through it, because the deadline's in like 5 days, so I feel like I'll be better by then. Or at least I can do a half page read. It's not too hard. Kind of excited and at the same time surprised that I don't feel that many emotions about leaving. I went around the office, said bye to a lot of people actually that are still there, and thought about the fact that I'm not really that into I'm not really that emotional about leaving the job. I've had a good talk with a few of my friends, of the close colleagues, but none of that, like, oh, you know, I'm gonna miss you, everyone, stuff like that. It was just a nice departure, which at the same time is pretty good, because I don't feel like I would want to be too attached to that anymore. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna have to go the administrative work, and then on Friday we're gonna be packing. The weekend is the moving part, and on Monday I'm going to get my freelancer license so I can start from the 1st of January, which is pretty nice. A lot of people have wished me good luck, even the colleagues and even people I haven't really spoken to before, so that felt really good, and it was a really nice reinforcement. Sorry. Oh god, it hurts, but it hurts good. That's about it. It was a pretty quick day, just a whole day of packing shit up, sending the last email, saying goodbyes, handing in the phone, like logging out of all the accounts on the phone, uninstalling all the apps, just so I don't leave any personal data anywhere just lying around. Then I came home, had like 3 cups of tea, these big ass cups, by the way, really nice. I recommend you get one of those cups, or mugs rather. And then I made dinner. That's about it. Here's where we are. Alright, this is probably going to be a prelude to what I'm going to be talking about. What I'm gonna mention in the second part is why do tubes of toothpaste come in paper boxes, right? Doesn't make sense. This is extra paper, right? Well, turns out there's 2 reasons, or 3 rather, and I'll tell you why. First up, 24 of these are neatly stacked up. I'll show you what I mean. This can go like this, or it can go like this, or it can go like this. And it twists and turns inside. So there's no way of telling how it'll end up on the shelf. And it's really hard to organize. If you put 24 of these in a carton, and they open up that carton, because they can only open it up one way, which is like this, then it's nice and neat on the shelf, and you can like instantly see these 2 sides. Notice how this side, this front side, has a logo, and this top side has a logo. This back one doesn't, this bottom one doesn't. Why? Because they're not showing. They're not supposed to be showing. There's also another thing, where if you were to like plop them on the bottom like this, which some companies do, and I know of some toothpaste that we did as well, this will not stand. Look at how small it is. Right? If you were to have a look at a toothpaste which is designed to be plopped up without a separate box like this, then you'll see that this is a lot wider and stronger and tougher just overall. That means there's a lot more plastic up in here, which people won't bother to recycle, and it's just going to go to the trash. So that's a lot more plastic waste as well. But the third one I realized, which is just another extra thing, not all of the text that's necessary is up here. Some of it is up here. Like, look at how much text there is. You see that? Have you ever noticed that? There's a ton of text on all these. So, I'm not going to go into details about what the economies of scale mean, but essentially the more you make of something, the cheaper it gets, so the more you can make. If you were to make these for every country separately, it would take a lot more money, and therefore it wouldn't improve as much. There would be a lot more stress on, like, financial stress, and they would push a lot more. They would probably make it a lot more expensive just for that. So they can actually drop the cost of toothpaste and make it more affordable by making it in one country and shipping it to multiple ones as the orders come from those centers. Well, the problem is you can't fit all the text on this. So if you want to make it for enough countries, and especially in Middle Europe, there's a lot of small countries that don't, it does make sense to make it for just one of them or just 5 of them. They usually make it for 10 to 12. So this one is made for 10 different countries. If you were to make just one, it does make sense. It would be more expensive for the producer and therefore probably for the consumer as well, because they want to keep their margin. But if you put multiple on these, you need more space. And you can't fit all of the text that's required by the state. And they require you to have that have those lines in your language. You can't sell German paste in Czechia, for example. Like the legislative doesn't allow it. You have to have a few lines of text. I think Romanian needs it on the front of the pack. That's why very often you'll see Romanian text like behind the slash or something. I think it's Romanian. If not, I'm sorry. But here you got plenty more space. Like, look at how much text this bad boy can fit in. It's crazy. Like all these logos right here, all these logos. Yeah, you can fit all that just fine. So it's just extra space that you can add, and it makes it easier for them to make it for more countries and therefore more affordable. So those are 3 reasons. 1, if you put 24 of these in a carton, it's gonna mess up and it's gonna go all the way around. It's gonna look like a mess. People won't buy it because that's how people work. If you put 24 of these in a box, regular and ordered, it just looks a lot nicer. Try to notice that next time you go into a shelf, and imagine you would just see a paper box with 24 of these just plopped up randomly. 2, if you were to put them on stand, you need a lot more plastic to produce the bottom, which makes it a lot less of a financial incentive and a lot more wasteful as well. And 3, you need more text for more countries, and this gives you extra space to put that text on. Now, of course, I haven't researched this. I haven't asked all the expert, but this is just the view I get from the inside. I might be wrong about this, and I'd love to hear that I'm wrong, but this is exactly what my arguments would be to, it's not that simple to just, hey, let's stop making these paper boxes. Like, you think this doesn't cost them extra money? If they could make this without it, of course they would, if it wouldn't impact it in some way. But like, this has to cost something, right? They make, I think we made millions, tens of millions of toothpastes. Imagine that for every one you need this. Why would they make tens of millions of extra cardboard boxes and order the paper and ask for the ink and print it and assemble it and all that shit? Of course they wouldn't, if it wouldn't make a difference, but it does. So there has to be something extra, and this is just what I think is on the back end of it. So, hopefully that brought you a bit of, random trivia information that you can use next time to impress your drunken friends at a party. Anyway, catch you later. Bye.